Hello and welcome to this video tutorial on Dicentra, also known as bleeding hearts, a most entertaining flower and botanical that we have perhaps made. I hope you will enjoy this tutorial as much as I have enjoyed developing it for you, and I can't wait to see what Dicentras you're going to come up with. Enjoy watching and keep making more flowers. Before we start working on our bleeding heart flowers and leaves, I suggest we take a little detour and actually have a look at the real flowers. These flowers are nothing like we made before, so it's worth paying attention at the actual botany and the structure of these flowers. I'm going to dismantle one here for you so you can see how it's made up and how we can use it to help us make it out of fabric or perhaps leather if you would like to try. Luckily for us, they're still in season here, so I have some from my garden here. You can see two different varieties. These alba ones are very little, and I'm not going to try and replicate them, although it has these flowers have the similar structure, just on a smaller scale. But it gives you at least an idea of color. We are going to be inspired mainly by these ones, and they too come in different colors, from white to wispy pink to this darker pink, red, and other shades of red and pink that you can try. And perhaps some fancy ones if you decide to make. So this is a leaf or several leaves. They are complex leaves, as you can see, so each part consists of at least three, so like one top leaf and two side ones, and this can be one element on your brooch or other piece that you're making. Then there's these side ones on the bigger leaf, so you can play however you want with them. You're going to have several templates to use and organize them in different ways, but perhaps putting them in triplets like this would look most natural, and you can have however many you'd like to use in your piece. 1, 2, 3, maybe none, depending on what you're making with these flowers. If it's earrings, you might not want to use any leaves at all. So let's have a look at one of the flowers. I'm going to dissect it. So as you can see here, I don't want to go into too many botanical terms because it's quite a lot and the structure is pretty complex, but what we need to see is, like, we have a little stem here, which in this particular flower is kind of reddy brown. You can make it green as well. On these ones they are green. Then we have two outer petals that actually make this distinct heart shape that we are so attracted with, like some side little kinks. And inside these hearts, let me just carefully take them off. There's one. There's a second one. So they're just attached literally at the stem, and this is how we're going to more or less make them. So here are these side petals, the outer petals. Then we have the inner petals that are here, that contain the stamens and the pistil, and also a side petals or sepals, which kind of create or are forming another heart inside this flower. So there's lots of different hearts here. Also, if you look at the side, on the side here where the stamens are, it also looks like another heart. So that's heart upon heart upon heart in this flower. So I'm going to slightly deviate from the botanical structure here to make sure I can form it in my fabrics. So I'm going to be creating this heart-shaped structure so that I can use it as a base to put my outer petals on. And then I'm also going to be having some stamens at the bottom, which are going to be continuing into a stem on the top. And so this is more or less how we're going to go about it. As you can see, the stamens are quite dark here, so again you can play with the color. On this one they are kind of light green. Here they are more like purple, intense purple. If you're making other colors, you might try to play with color of the stamens as well. So, but mainly we have to achieve this kind of internal heart shape onto which we are going to be gluing our outer petals, done separately, and also have this hanging stamen covered with more petals or fabric, kind of semi-hidden, which is poking out of the outer petals nicely. If you're making a bridal or some evening wear piece with this flower, which is totally possible, I suggest you change the stamens to crystals or seed beads or pearls or something a little bit more interesting, and then you can play with the colors. You can make them the outer petals in gold or silver or white, depending on what kind of piece or theme you have going. So think about how you can stylize it more. This is going to be more of a botanical version, as close as we can, to can bring it to the real flower, but you can always stylize it further and make it perhaps out of metallic materials, as I said, to decorate with beads and so on. So we do have some idea of how the flower is structured and the leaves, so we can move on to looking at what fabrics we can use to replicate this flower as close as possible and to achieve this unusual shape.